Hi guys, it's Sue at Miller's Laboratory. Thanks for joining me today, and happy Memorial Day to all of you. Especially, I want to say God bless you to any of you that might be veterans or have veterans in your family, especially a fallen veteran. So I really feel lucky to live in this country and have all the people who have sacrificed to make my life so good. So thank you again. Today I'm going to work in this big fat green journal, and I've really not done very much in here yet, so I'm just going to do a few things with you, try to keep it not too long. Right here on the first page there was a little flip, and I just added a glassine bag and put a little label there. Let's see. Now this page I left with a flap at the bottom, and that is cut. And I think what I'm going to do here is I like to have multi-use spaces. So this could be used as a pocket, but I'm going to have some kind of a fold out here that you can write on too. So I'm going to trim this just a little bit. It's kind of getting hung up there. And then I've got a piece of paper here that I actually already picked out that we're gonna attach. So this is just a piece of a new ledger that I coffee dyed, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to glue it to the end of this flap so that it just makes now a really long flap. So we'll do that. Hope everybody is doing well and everybody has had a nice weekend. I'm sorry that I'm a little late getting my video posted this weekend. I try to get them on Sunday for sure. Sometimes I'm really on the ball and get it done on Saturday night, but we had a lot of company this weekend and it was just been busy, so I wasn't able to get down here until now. And you may hear a lot of hubbub because there are still a lot of people in the house. So, all right. So now all I have is just this really long flap, and I'm just going to fold this down. I want it to act as a pocket, so I don't want it to be too high. So I'm going to fold it down to like maybe here, like that. And then I'm going to fold it up right from the bottom here. Kind of try to keep the edges straight. So I'm just folding back and forth here. And then I'm just going to fold down again, and I'm going to come down a little bit farther than where the first fold is. All right. So now what I have here is a piece of paper that I can pull and open up, and I'm going to put a little cluster on there so that it's easy to grab a hold of it and pull it. I'll just add a little glue on the back of this. I'm not very good at doing things completely on the fly. I have tried to do videos that way, and it's just not, it makes me uncomfortable. I like to have stuff ready and not waste anybody's time. So, all right. So that will hang out the bottom of the book a little bit, and I'm okay with that. All right. And then if we were to, oh, let me see. I thought I had some paper clips here. Yeah. If we were just to add a little paper clip to the side here, then we've got, oh, of course, there we go. Sorry about my arm being right in the way there. Then we've got a little pocket here and a little pocket back here. So we've got a double. Okay, so that's that one. Just very simple. And of course that could be embellished, and I may come back and do some more stuff with it, but for now it's good. All right. Here I just made a little belly band. This is a strip of paper that is from a kit from Ruby and Pearl, and I just added a little bit of washi tape on there and a couple of labels. Here I made this little corner tuck, and all that is a two-sided square of paper. So it's got pattern on both sides. And it folds down, and I just took another little triangle and glued it up at the top. So when I folded this triangle, I didn't fold it all the way to the edges. So we have, again, a tuck spot. You can put stuff in there, but then you can also pull this down and write on the inside and then tuck it back up so it's kind of a secret. Okay. I kind of just started like I added a tab. And normally I do all of that right at the end, but so I just have to work the way that it goes. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. All right, now this page is interesting. It's an old book page, children's books, children's stories, and you can't really do anything with this page. So I like the way it looks and I like the color. So I thought I'd do a little bit of weaving with this one. So I have cut some strips of paper. They're all two-sided, nothing, you know, crazy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this way, this into strips. And I like to do an odd number. So if I turn this sideways, and we'll just measure it and see how big it is. It's about 6 inches. So if we were to 1, 2, 3, make 5 cuts about 1 inch apart, and I don't care if they're perfect. In fact, I would just tear them, but I'm not sure how this paper is going to tear, and I don't want to ruin it. So I'm just going to put some little marks on here roughly for me to aim for so I can see those. And they don't have to be even either. Like you could do thin ones and wide ones, you know, whatever you like. But then I'm just going to kind of aim my scissors for that pencil mark and go for it. And if it's not perfect, I'm not going to get torqued out. Okay, now we've got the 5 cuts, and I didn't quite get all the way there, but we can just kind of tear the rest to get it all the way to the gutter of the book there. Okay, so super easy now. We're just going to take and we're going to fold every other one. It's kind of like doing a lattice pie crust, right? And we're just going to put this in here, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue right along well, you know what, before I do that, let's add a little bit of glue here and here and slide that back down where it goes. And I'm going to not go quite all the way in because I don't want to make that too thick there and have it be a problem turning the page. And we're just going to make sure that the glue is not seeping out so that we don't have glue it closed. Okay, now I'm just going to put a little glue along here, here, and here. And we'll go ahead and fold this down like that. Now we're going to fold these ones up, and you can actually fold them. I'm going to just give them a little bit of a bend so they'll go pretty easily like that. All right, so we're going to have, I was going to do this colored one next, and I'm making them not the same length, so some are longer than others. Like that. So that one's going to be in there like that. I think it looks really cool. All right, so we're going to come back here and get our glue right along here, here, and here. And then we'll just slip that right in there over the glue. In there, baby. There we go. And there's a little bit of space in between, and that is totally fine. Okay. All right, and then we'll do the glue here, here, and here. And I said I was going to do an odd number of flaps, and I have an even number. Go figure. That's okay. It was 6 inches, so that just made sense to make each one an inch. All right, one more. And that one's just going to go right in there, so we're going to go back in this way. So we're going to want glue here, here, just going every other one in here. I'm going to fold this one up, and this one up. Slip this in there. Like that. And I have a little bit of paper on the edge there, and it makes a little bit of a border, and that's fine. It could go all the way to the edge too. It doesn't matter. Either way is okay with me. All right, and then we're just going to put our glue along here, here, and here. And then I think that's it. I might just trim the length of them, or the height of them, a little bit. Okay, so now we have this cool woven page. Oh, got a little glue seepage there, and then it looks really cool on the back too. And then we just need to come in here and do the same thing and glue these down so they're not loose. So we haven't had the very nice weather this weekend, unfortunately, although it's quite nice today. But you know, we had hoped to do some kayaking and stuff yesterday, and that just didn't happen. But that's okay. That's all right. It is what it is. All right, I'm just going to trim that one off a little bit because I want them to be different sizes. And just check for any other loose bits. Like this didn't get glued here, so I'm just going to put a little glue there, just to make sure you don't have flaps that wind up getting flipped up and rip. There. All right. And I think I want to cut that. I feel like that's just a little bit too high there, so I'm going to take that one down a bit. Hate to cut off that pink rose, but it is what it is. All right, there we go. All right. So there's my little woven page, and you could put a pocket on there or just enjoy it the way that it is. Here I put in a little, that's the little end of the envelopes that we had when we made our ephemera last week. I added a little paper on the back and just added a little bit of a collage in the corner, and that made a really cute little pocket. And that's glued in there so that you can put something in this way, and you can also put something behind there. So a 2-layer one again. All right. Now here I'm just going to show you, this is the other side of that page that had the flip up on the bottom, and I just made one of these little booklets here and stitched it in with the little stitch and the knot on either end like we did together. And this one, again, if I put a paper clip on it, then it could be a very multi-layer pocket if you wanted, because technically you could put something in all of these little spots. So that's up to the person. I'm not going to fill it that much, but I think that would be really cute. All right. Now I'm going to skip ahead because when I thought of doing that weaving, I thought of one other thing I wanted to try. I actually woke up in the middle of the night and with this idea, and I had never quite seen it before, so I'm going to show it to you. I haven't made it yet. It's just in my head, but we're going to see how it turns out. So what I chose here was a fairly sturdy piece of paper, and then I chose a piece of paper that is two-sided and fairly the same on both sides. Okay, I'll show you why. Okay, so I actually folded this in half I think you could also do this. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to cut these pages, cut these in half. So I'm just going to tear it because I've got a nice crease in there. I think you might be able to do it with a folded page too, but there's a certain effect that I'm trying to get. So, all right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut these into strips. And I'm thinking maybe 4 would be good. So if I find the middle here, so we're going to cut about here. And then I just want to find the middle of that too. We'll go about there. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so that's here. And then I'm using this middle ruler, and I'm not very used to it. I think it's very handy, but I need some practice with it. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut. You know what? With this one, let's tear it. Let's tear it for fun. Okay, because I know this is strong paper. It's like construction paper. So I'm going to just tear down all the way to the gutter where that first pencil mark was. Okay, and then the same thing here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I missed my mark a little bit there. Just have to remember to go back and erase it afterward. Okay. Very good. Just erase that one. The other one's kind of got torn right over so you can't see them. Okay. So now my idea was if you open this up like this, we can add in an extra page here. We had 1 page, right? We're going to make it so it's 2 pages. And what I want to do is I'm going to glue one of these here and one of these here so that they're the same height, but they're going to be attached to, so when you open this up, I think that makes a really cool looking spread, right? And then when it's closed, it'll just look like a page. Okay, so that was my idea. I don't know if you've ever seen anybody do that before. It came to me while I was sleeping. I literally woke up in the night and thought of it and thought, oh, I've got to remember to do that. So what I'm going to do is just kind of line this up to the edge. And then I'm just going to glue this down. So glue that flap down to this side. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Or yeah, on the other one. So this is going to take a little bit of gluing. I'll speed her up a little bit. Let's just trim that off a little bit. There. Okay, so I just think that's kind of cool. You just have this regular looking page here, and then you open it up and you have this really neat staggered spread. So I don't know if you've ever seen anybody do that before, let me know. It's not earth-shattering or anything, but I've never seen it before. As for most things on the internet, someone's already done it somewhere. It's just that I haven't seen it yet. So, all right. So with that, we're going to be done for today. Thanks for joining me. I will see you next weekend. Have a wonderful, short 4-day week. Woohoo! And take care. Bye.